Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. I'm Vasam and you're watching MTV Sports. And of course, if you're tuned in the last segment, I was having a chat with Rohan, who is a model railways enthusiast. And what you see right now is some of his work. It's actually quite cool and quite exciting, Rohan. Well, can I ask you, how expensive is this hobby?
By no means is it a cheap hobby. It all depends on how much you would like to spend, but on average you would start off with a starter set, and anything
Wait, what do you mean by a starter set?
A starter set would have a locomotive and engine, a few carriages or wagons, a simple oval of track, and a controller. That would be your starter pack. So what you need to go home, set up and run. Something like that would start, again, manufacturers price would change, but anything ranging up from about 18,000 upwards. Upwards is the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah. And that's your starting point. And then you can buy extra track, extra engines, houses, and keep on adding to it. Of course, it depends. Now, a locomotive or like, for instance, the locomotives we have here are probably high-end because it has sound and it's a digital locomotive. So they're high-end locomotives. So those would range from anything from around 15,000 upwards to anything close to around 40,000-45,000.
Wow.
In that price range. Again, manufacturers, I mean, you get different, it's like in anything, you have various grades of manufacturers and the prices would change accordingly. But for instance, what we have here range in that 20,000-25,000, that price range.
I see. And the coaches, is something you bought or is something you built?
Most of what you see here is bought and assembled.
Okay.
But that does not mean to say that you have to do that. There are enthusiasts, very talented, very capable enthusiasts in this country who have actually gone on to build their locomotives. I think that would be the ultimate in the hobby, where you produce everything. Some of us don't have that talent, so then we have the ability to go and buy what we want. But it changes according to your ability. If you have the ability and the talent to build, then you should go ahead and do that. There's no set way to go about this hobby. However you would like to achieve your goal of miniaturizing the railways, that's the way you go.
And for someone to sustain a hobby or start up a hobby like this, what is the kind of technical knowledge or skill set that a person requires?
Not too much. A basic knowledge of electrical knowledge. Basic electrical knowledge, how to put a few wires together is required. It's only when you want to make a larger display, a more complex display, then that would require a little bit more knowledge of electrical knowledge. But there's no minimum requirement as such. But basically, if you have that knowledge, then yeah.
Well, Rohan, it was great having you on the show this morning. Of course, this is one of the coolest things I've seen as a hobby, especially from all. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of people, especially on the show as well. I mean, we've discussed a lot of hobbies, but indeed, this is something that's very unique that I've come across. So I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
MTV Sports wishes you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
And I do hope that you're successful in all the awareness efforts that you are trying to put out there. So if you do want to get in touch with Rohan, you can check out his Facebook page. It's Model Railways Sri Lanka. It's www.facebook.com/Model Railways Sri Lanka. So that's it from Rohan and I. Have a pleasant day.
Good morning everyone, welcome to the show. You're here with me, Amaya, and I am very lucky because I am here at the beautiful Mount Lavinia beachside, and today, as always, we're going to bring you another great segment, and this is going to be another great dish prepared for us by our very own Chef Asanka Karunaratne. Good morning, Chef.
Good morning, how are you?
Very good, I'm doing great, and we have another dish that's planned out for today. Now, Sri Lanka is an island that's surrounded by ocean. We have a lot of great things that we get from the resources that we have around the island, and seafood is one of them.
I thought again for this festive season, for this our Sinhala Aurudu, we eat a lot of seafood. Again, we're eating in a different way. Most of them we're eating with the curries.
Yes.
I want to give a different way people to eat the seafood. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make Sri Lankan style batter fried seafood.
Okay.
To go with something similar to us, we're all familiar with the lunamiris in Aurudu time.
Definitely, you need lots and lots of lunamiris for Aurudu.
For the milk rice.
Yes.
And what I thought, I'm gonna get the same flavor.
Okay.
Make the dip with the lunamiris aioli to dip the seafood, and a nice crunchy seafood with a palette of ours with the lunamiris taste, and give it something simple and the whole family can share. And again, it goes work well with our palate.
So this is a great dish that you can make this out. This is something different and something that will suit our Sri Lankan taste as well.
Yeah.
So Chef, I'll let you tell us what the ingredients are.
First, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a bowl and I'm gonna, these are curry leaves, everybody knows, I think.
Yes, another Sri Lankan staple.
Yeah, I'm gonna just roughly chop like that.
Having a sharp knife helps, doesn't it?
Always, always help. And even if you cut your finger in a sharp knife, you don't cut too deeply, because it's sharp, you don't have too much force in it.
Yes, that's true.
It's a blunt knife, you have to put too much force, then you cut it very, very deeply.
Alright.
And I'm
So
gonna
another
put this.
kitchen tip from the chef, always have a sharp knife.
Yeah,
It reduces accidents as well.
that's correct. And we got curry leaves, and I'm gonna add a little bit pinch of turmeric, just a little bit, and then corn flour.
Okay.
Just a equal quantity as a corn flour and a plain flour, equal quantity.
Oh, okay. So there is no hard and fast amount, just the proportions
Just
have to be correct. Okay.
And then just about half a teaspoon of baking soda and a pinch of salt.
All right.
That's all.
This is for the
And
batter.
then that's for the batter. And then again, I might have to pour the water for me.
All right then. So
And
should I
little
pour
at a
this?
time, yeah.
Okay.
Please. That's it. Yeah. Go.
More?
Don't stop yet.
I'm very
Keep
nervous
going.
about this.
Keep going. That's good.
And I have the easiest task today at
more.
this table.
What I'm doing while you're pouring this, I'm gonna whisk in because it's gonna prevent lump.
Oh, right.
Otherwise, it's gonna be lumpy and.
You have to spend another few minutes breaking all the lumps.
That's
then.
correct. And add someone, please.
So then it can be a family activity. You can get some of your family members involved to
That's
make
right.
the batter.
Yeah, just get your kids
Yes.
how you want. If you want a thin batter, that's enough. Yeah, thank you.
Alright. You're welcome.
If you want a thin batter or thick batter, it's up to you. It's anyway, either way, it's worked perfect.
Okay. Oh, so
I
there's
prefer
no
to have-
consistency that you have to get.
Yeah. If it's up to you what you prefer. You need to have more batter rather than seafood, then you can have a thicker version of this.
Yes.
But what I want people to taste the seafood because of that, and I'm going to use thin sort of batter, like tempura style. Just like that. That's it.
So we've just made the batter for our beautiful seafood platter, but now we're going to move on to the aioli. And Chef, you promised us that there's going to be a very special twist in this particular aioli.
Yeah. what I'm going to use, Amaya, just a good quality mayonnaise you can buy from any supermarket these days. And to that, I'm gonna add,
And out of the table staple.
that's it, Luna Miris.
All right.
And I'm gonna add about, it's up to you. If you want more, you can add more if you want to heat. But make sure when you make this Luna Miris without the moldized fish.
Okay.
Otherwise it's gonna be too crunchy. Just mix it, and to that I'm gonna add a little bit lime juice.
So again, these are all simple ingredients that you can find anywhere. Nothing too complicated. You don't have to look high and low.
It's everything you can find from local.
Yes.
Nothing imported or nothing. And again, this is a different cooking method with Sri Lankan taste.
Definitely.
A little bit lime juice and Luna Miris and lime. That's all. If your Luna Miris you made,
I never thought about all the different ways that you can use Luna Miris in. Now it's just Luna Miris. It's there on the table. Who thinks of different ways to do stuff with Luna Miris?